Hey guys, it's Savannah and welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and we are back today for another podcast episode. I'm so excited that I've been able to do these about every 2 weeks these last several times. It just really makes me feel like I'm on a consistent schedule and that I am able to do enough things to talk about, but also not have so little time between it that there's nothing to talk about. But last time I filmed one of these, it was the beginning of August, and I said it had been in the 80s. It finally this week has been in the 60s, and it has been so nice. I've been able to wear my long sleeve shirts and sweaters again, and I am so happy about it because it also means I can start to break out some of my crocheted accessories. So I'm very happy that it has finally started cooling off and feeling like fall, because honestly fall is probably my favorite season. I love the turning of the leaves, I love the cooler weather, being able to wear sweaters and shawls and scarves and hats. I really hate extremely cold weather, but fall is this nice in-between time, and it doesn't hurt that my birthday is in November, so that's just a little added bonus to the season. But yeah, if you can't tell, I'm excited that it is finally fall and feeling like fall. But anyway, October has been pretty busy. It is going to be busy till the end of the month. So next Saturday is the Chattanooga Comic Con that Cole, his brother, and I will be going to. Cole and I are cosplaying as myself as Saber from Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. He will be cosplaying as Archer from Fate Stay Night. Yeah, I've decided I'm going all out in the fact that I have a wig for the cosplay. This is a little hairpiece that attaches to the back of the wig. This is the actual wig. It definitely needs some styling once it is on my head. But I tried it on when I got it. I look weird blonde. Weird. I think I will be doing another vlog for this one because it's supposed to be a fairly big one, and we're cosplaying, and I am making another bag to take with it, although it's going to be weird carrying that bag cosplaying as Saber. If you know who Saber is, you will know what I mean, especially since the bag is another Transformers character. And then that night, we have to get back in time to change and go to my dad's 60th birthday party. It's kind of a casual thing, but he is a guitar, that was a weird stutter. He is a guitar player, and so he's gotten a group together to jam out for his party that he will be performing in, because that is just what he does. So looking forward to that busy day. And then the next day, I am going shopping for my wedding dress. I'm really hoping that I find my dress that day, because it is the salon I am most excited to go to, and it has the designer I really want to try on, so I am really hoping and praying that I find my dress that day. And then, you know, Halloween is just the following Thursday. I do not know for sure if we will be going to the block party that is held downtown every year, but I kind of want to and wear our cosplays again, because when else are you going to wear them if not Halloween, especially at the block party? There is a legend here in town for a very Halloween character. Her name is Tall Betsy. She is supposed to be really tall, live in the mausoleum at one of the historical cemeteries in town, and is very nice until it is after 10 p.m. on Halloween and you're a kid, because then she gets really mean to kids after 10 p.m. But Tall Betsy always makes an appearance on one of the historical roads on Halloween, and we didn't manage to catch her last year, so I'm hoping we might be able to catch her this year if we go. But anyway, I think that is all that I have to chat about this time. So let's get on to some finished objects. So you guys, my holiday candy shawl light, the fingering weight version of the holiday candy shawl that I designed with the 2023 advent calendar, is finally finished. I am so happy with how it turned out, and the colors are just so gorgeous in here. Like, I cannot get enough of it. And this border is just as pretty on this version as it is on the original. I am very happy with it. If you have not been following along, or you've just forgotten a little bit, I did not use any one advent calendar for this. I used minis from 3 different dyers that I had collected around and hadn't used, and specifically went to purchase at the Great Smoky Mountain Yarn Fair back in April. But some of these yarns are from the Little Mermaid Prince Eric minis from Sorella Yarns back in 2021. Others are the Favorites number 2 minis from Paper Crane Yarns, and the rest are from 3 different mini sets from Holly Dye Works. One is Anne of Avonlea, another is Murder on the Orient Express, and the other is A Christmas Carol. They ended up going together so beautifully, and I'm very happy with how it looks and turned out. It is a big one. The wingspan is 60 inches and the depth is 28, but it is available as a free version on my blog, but if you want an ad-free version, you can purchase it on my website, Ravelry, Dribbler, and Payhip. I will link all of that into the description below for you guys, but just give me 1 second and I'll show you what it looks like on. This is what it looks like. It is not too long that it looks awkward with the depth of it, but it is big enough to be warm and cozy, and honestly, I might just wear it today when I have to go to work later, because it is just that comfy. I love, love, love this design. I knew this would be perfect in a fingering weight version as well as the DK weight version that was the original one, and I seriously just cannot wait to see what you guys make with the pattern. It is also just in time for the advent calendars, because I know they are shipping out for most of them this month, and I personally cannot wait to get my own and see what they want to be made into. So I'm very happy to finally be able to share this lovely pattern with all of you. But I don't have any more finished objects for today. So let's dig into some of those whips. Okay, first things first, since I have finished my 2023 Disney Attraction Club project that I made, I've been working on my 2024 one, and this is what it is so far. I have about 16 rows on my corner to corner blanket so far. This is with January in People Mover, and if you don't recall what I said last time, I'm not doing a traditional corner to corner stitch, which is just straight double crochets. I am doing 2 sets of a double crochet worked around another double crochet. So if I still have no idea how to write that in a pattern, so if you have any idea what to call this, I will seriously be so very grateful for you. But yes, this is about 16 rows, and I still have a whole bunch of this skein left, so I have a feeling this is going to be another ginormous blanket, but I cannot wait. If you can't tell, the middle of this is still pretty full, so I think I will get probably between 25 and 30 rows, if not more, for just People Mover. But I had done some the last time I did one of these podcasts, but I ripped it out because I have been doing a chain 3 for each one of the little clusters, but I felt like the gap that was leaving was a bit too wide, so I ripped it out and just did a chain 2 for each of them, and I am much happier with the look of this. But this is just such a captivating stitch, and the variegation in this yarn is turning out to be so gorgeous as well. But yeah, and another thing to add, I'm still using a 4.5mm hook with this yarn. This is my gorgeous Purple Heart wood crochet hook from Leto Workshop. I will link them down below as well. They are one of my favorite handmade wood crochet hook creators out there, and they do such gorgeous hooks. I've showed you others of their hooks that I have in the past, and I just, every time I see them come across my Instagram with a new one, I'm like, I want that so bad. But I don't need all of them, but they are all so gorgeous. But anyway, let's get on to the next one. Very similar to the last project, this is another corner to corner using the same stitch, but this time I am using Rainbow Cotton 88 from Hobbii. I am doing this because I have never done a corner to corner project before, and I wanted to get some practice on doing the actual corner to corner pattern that I'm using for my blanket, but also so that I can practice the decreasing before I get there in the blanket, get frustrated, and rip it all out in frustration and anger and have to start over again. So yes, this is basically a test piece, but I might also just turn it into a washcloth pattern because I think it'll be an absolutely gorgeous washcloth. So again, that SOS still stands. How do you write a double crochet worked around the last worked double crochet in a pattern? Because it is driving me crazy trying to figure it out in a way that is comprehensible. So anyway, that is just the basic washcloth. Maybe a washcloth. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook for this one just because of the type of yarn and the thickness of it is slightly different from the Fangirl Fibers yarn. So let's get on to the next one. Alright, so next up I have my fingering weight scrappy blanket, which has not been shown in a long time, but I have added to it. So it has not grown much just because of how thin the yarn is, but I have added several rows to it. I have finished 70 rounds. It is caught up with where my DK weight version is, but I've also been able to use some of those scraps from this shawl. I also changed the bag it is in because it would just not fit for much longer. But I've still got a whole bunch of minis in here, and I still have a lot to grow it. Because honestly, I will be surprised if this is done in the next 2 years because of just the weight of the yarn, the amount of time it takes, and just how infrequently I have fingering weight scraps. But it is definitely something that I enjoy working on, and just the changes and variation in the colors of this one is so fun to work on and see. Like I said, it is 70 rounds. It is at about 530 stitches at the end of 70 rounds. So it is going to be quite the beast once it's done. But like always, I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like when it's done. I have not measured it recently, so I can't remember the last measurements I did on it, but the sides are probably just over a foot, just looking at it, and across is probably 2 feet, if not a little over. But yes, the hook size I'm using is a 3mm. This is one of the hooks I got off of TikTok Shop at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I've been able to work on this one, but I have not worked on my DK weight one. So they are at the same place though, but this one will probably be pulling ahead as I work on it more, because I have a lot more scraps for it at the moment. I will have more scraps for the DK weight one once December rolls around, because that is the weight I usually get for my advent calendars. And I believe it is what I have gotten for my advent calendars again this year. But yeah, I have one more thing to show you, so let's go take a look at that. Alright, I have saved the best for last. This is the backpack I am making for Comic-Con next weekend. This is Bumblebee. You probably can tell at the moment that it is Bumblebee. This is the design of Bumblebee in the original Transformers cartoon from the 1980s. I have finished the body of the bag, and I am working on the flap right now. And this has gone so much quicker since I have the pattern of Optimus Prime to base it off of. It definitely has had some changes because the body design of Optimus is different from the design of Bumblebee. Like, this is Optimus's design right here. He is definitely more intricate, has a lot more details on his chest and just the body portion, but Bumblebee is a lot simpler. He doesn't have nearly as much going on, so that definitely saved time as well. But yeah, I am making some changes to the flap just because even with all of the attempts I made on doing the flap for Optimus, I felt it ended up too wide, so I'm starting smaller on the flap, so hopefully that really helps. But after the flap, all I have left are the face details, which will be sewn directly onto him, onto the flap, and then the legs and the straps. So I've not got much more to go with him, so I am crossing my fingers that he will be done before next Saturday, but I am fairly positive he will be. So that's just going on with him. Since I am writing the pattern down as I'm going, I will probably release him for purchase as well. I am using a 5mm crochet hook. The yarn is, of course, Hobby Lobby's. I love this yarn solid. I actually had to go to the store Monday to get another yellow because I had already used all of the yellow before I was even done with the body. But yeah, other than the 5mm crochet hook and the yarn, the only other things that I'm using is polyfill for the legs. But again, I cannot wait to show you what he looks like when he's done. So, fingers crossed, he ends up done in time. But yeah, that is all of the projects I'm currently working on. But I do have a stash enhancement to show y'all real quick. Alright, I got in the mail last night my September Disney Attraction Club for 2024. This one is called The Backside of Water. Yes, it's called The Backside of Water. And if you are a Disney World fan, you will know that is a reference to the Jungle Cruise ride. So they did not name it the Jungle Cruise, they named it The Backside of Water, which just made me giggle so much when I saw it. It is an infamous joke from the Jungle Cruise ride. They call it the 8th wonder of the world, and it is something that is, I believe, consistent in every Jungle Cruise ride throughout the Disney parks. But I would not have guessed this was Jungle Cruise just looking at it, but it is the color of water, specifically. It is also the color of this blue in the reference photo they used. But it is absolutely a gorgeous yarn, and I cannot wait to add this to the blanket. But anyway, I believe that is all that I have for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to just subscribe to my channel and leave a comment on what you are working on right now. What is your favorite thing to do in fall? And if you have any idea how to write a double crochet worked around the previously worked double crochet, that would be so very helpful. But anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. Until next time, happy crocheting.